this week's Blizz Pro Weekly, BlizzCon 2015 gets announced, Diablo 3 gets some new stuff in patch 2.2 PTR, Hearthstone celebrates its 1-year birthday, and is Dr. Boom going to get nerfed? Game director Eric Dodds gives an answer. Hey guys, welcome to the newest episode of Blizz Pro Weekly. As always, I am your host, Chris the Beard Arnone. And you know what? Are you ready for November yet? You know, it's my birthday month, Thanksgiving, fall colors, and oh yeah, Blizzard announced this week there will be a BlizzCon 2015, and it will take place November 6th and 7th. Not really a big surprise. If you just sort of look at the pattern of where it falls, that's pretty much where we all thought it would be anyway. But there it is officially. Tickets will be $199 and will be sold April 15th and April 18th through Eventbrite, the same vendor that they used for tickets last year. Now, some good news. Eventbrite made some adjustments this year with their ticketing system, such as sending your barcode to you when you order instead of, having to wait several months. And when you're waiting in the room, you won't be kicked out if the number of tickets available aren't matching your number requested. So one of the problems last year is it would, kick people out of line because maybe they've selected they want 4 tickets, but there weren't 4 available. But then, of course, people wouldn't finish their orders, and those tickets get freed up in a few minutes, but you already got kicked out. So instead, those tickets are available for people that were further back in the queue that weren't kicked out, because they were only looking for 1 or 2, for instance. This year, they have fixed it, so if you're next in line, you will be the one to get the tickets if and when they become available, rather than it kicking you out of the system. So what can we expect at BlizzCon this year? Well, Legacy of the Void should already be out in beta the next month, possibly the next couple weeks, so we expect maybe the expansion will be ready for full release by BlizzCon. Overwatch should be in beta at that point. Heroes of the Storm should be in open beta, if not fully released, by that point. So we're expecting to hear about the next WoW expansion, the next Diablo 3 expansion, the next Hearthstone expansion, and with the Warcraft movie being only a few months after BlizzCon, we're expecting just a lot of buzz about that film. And who knows, Blizzard could always surprise us with a new game. After all, what is Michael Booth working on? We've been asking it for a while now, and we still don't know. So definitely, come join us at BlizzCon 2015. We will be there, and we would love to meet you. Let's talk Diablo.
Stay a while and listen.
So last week we spent a lot of time talking about PAX East. Well, there was a lot to talk about. But unfortunately we did not give the Game Developers Conference any kind of coverage. So we feel we really need to give Josh Mosquiero's speech something, some time, because he said some really important things. His presentation was really honest and transparent about Blizzard and their design process with Diablo 3 and then Reaper of Souls. So one of the first things he mentions is that contrary to popular belief, Blizzard does have internal dates and milestones to hit. Right? Wow. And he said Reaper of Souls was actually supposed to be released November 2013, and they actually had to go talk to Mike Morhaime to convince the company to push it back a few months so they could have time to polish things up. It's not just a case of it's done when it's done, even though that's certainly what it looks like on the outside. More a case of does pushing it back really make sense? He went back and talked about Diablo 3. They had people on the team who've been working on the game for like 10 years, and how players had just waited so long for the game, and how even though the game sold really, really well and had great initial reviews, the fact that players could not log in on day one and the mistakes that they made with design choices, they felt that they let the players down and, to quote, felt really shitty. He goes on and talks about various poor design choices that were made and how they had, to go back to the drawing board and figure out where they went wrong and how to fix it in Reaper of Souls. If you're interested in watching this presentation, and if you're a Diablo fan, you absolutely should, we have a link down in the show notes. It's really worth checking it out, learning some things about the internal process Blizzard went through with Diablo 3 and how they fully recognize how they botched things up. But then, if you're playing Reaper of Souls, you know how they fixed it. Did a great job with it in the end. So we talked about patch 2.2 PTR last week, and there have been some more updates with more set pieces and adding in more diversity and build changes for all the classes. So one of the things added was a new legendary gem called Bane of the Stricken, which says, each attack you make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from your attacks by 10% weapon damage. It has another ability that allows all your party members and followers to also benefit from this effect. Now, we were really excited about this item, not only because it's pretty fucking awesome, but also if you look at the flavor text, it mentions Westmarch Workshop, which is a direct nod to our Diablo podcast of the same name. Unfortunately, the item was deemed too overpowered and is being removed for now while it gets reworked. Just goes to show, BlizzPro, a little too OP. Just waiting for them to put in an in-game item that references the beard. Just so you know, Blizzard, I'm waiting, I'm watching. That would be cool. People would like it. Okay, let's talk Hearthstone.
Pull up a chair by the hearth.
So this past week, Hearthstone has passed another milestone, and the game has now been officially out in the wild for a full year. But of course, we bet most of you have probably been playing it a little longer than that. So Hearthstone was officially released March 11th, 2014. However, it went into open beta on January 21st, 2014. And of course, since it's a free-to-play game and pretty much anyone could get it on January 21st, it seems a little weird that we celebrate it when we do, but, that's alright. There wasn't really a big event when it was launched, but still, it's an awesome game and it's a full year old. So either way, it's really cool that we saw Hearthstone go from announced at PAX East 2013 to released by the time PAX East 2014 rolled out, which of course is when they announced Curse of Naxxramas. And something like that is just really, really short time frame for Blizzard. It's also crazy to think about how angry and confused people were about Blizzard making a stupid fucking card game, and where Hearthstone stands now, one of the most popular games out there that has won many awards for its design. Oh, internet. What do I do with you? Keep making videos, right? Anyway, Blizzard is running a little special celebration where you can share your favorite Hearthstone moments from the first year, and myself and some other members of the BlizzPro crew have our own little videos that you can check out on their official site and on our YouTube channel. It's everywhere. So, a few days after PAX East, I know there's a lot of Hearthstone stuff, game director Eric Dodds was in London for the BAFTA Awards ceremony, and site Metabomb was able to get a little interview with him. Now, most of this interview didn't really have much that we didn't already know, but one of the questions that came up is with the release of Hearthstone for smartphones coming up, it should bring a lot of newer players, and have they given any thoughts to how to make it easier for these new players to get into the game, since there will be 2 adventure modes and an expansion already in the game when they begin. Now, Dodd said he doesn't feel like it's a problem right now, but it's definitely a potential problem as more and more cards get added to the game. So the longer this runs, it does get it's a little steeper learning curve because there's just more things to learn. Now, he doesn't have an official statement yet, but it's something that is actively being discussed. Another thing that was asked was about Dr. Boom, the powerful 7/7 creature for 7 mana that also summons 2 bombs from goblins and gnomes. And will it be seeing a nerf, is what they asked. Eric Dodds was very quick to not only say it's not getting nerfed, but it's not even being actively discussed. Of course, this has some players throwing fits because it's been used in so many decks. But honestly, is Dr. Boom really that much of a game changer that you can't work around him? We think Eric Dodds is making a good choice here, because while Dr. Boom is being used in several different decks, there are some hard counters that you can easily work around, such as Big Game Hunter, for instance. Dr. Boom is nowhere near that sort of game-breaking card that Undertaker was, or some other past cards that got nerfed. Besides, if Dr. Boom were to get nerfed, people would just start raging about whatever card would come up and replace Dr. Boom and complain that it's too overpowered. It's just the nature of card games. Some things break the game and they're not good. Some things are more like Leroy Jenkins, where they're just pretty much good, powerful, and useful in just about every scenario. Dr. Boom may fall into the latter. Alright, that does it for our video this week. Subscribe right here on YouTube, iTunes, on both. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to check out BlizzPro TV, listen and subscribe to all of our stuff. We have the Westmarch Workshop, the Hearthstone Power Hour, the Heroes Power Hour, and Real Life Respec. Me, I'm all over the internet, Twitter, Facebook. I'm a Goodreads author. My first novel, The Lost and Broken Realm, is available on the internet pretty much everywhere. I'm also a contributor for BookRiot.com and Panels.net. If you have a question for us, throw us an email at askthebeard@blizzpro.com. And of course, you want to check out BlizzPro.com, all the news, reviews, interviews, everything you need to know about Blizzard Entertainment games. Stay beardy, my friends.